Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Crusader Kings III as we are playing as William the Conqueror, King of England. So we defeated Harold last episode, however we still have a king in our lands who seems to think that the English throne is rightfully his. So we are not yet done with our war, we still got to deal with the Norwegian king here. But before we're going to be able to end this conflict, we've got to deal with our problem here of having far too many titles. Now, we're going to let this play for one day because that did say that we can only hold one title. We can hold 7 titles. So we have a total of 22 titles right now, and we're going to have to get rid of these because this is drastically impacting our ability to make war. It's impacting our money, it's impacting our levies, and most importantly, it is very much impacting the opinion of all of our vassals. So they are not happy with the number of, well, it seems like it's not registering just yet, and that's of course because we do have a year before, I think before it starts affecting them. So we don't have a lot of time. The war probably won't be over in a year. It might be, but overall we should just get this dealt with because it's still going to impact all of our finances, and again, it's going to reduce our total levies. So before we do deal with all of these titles, which I have kind of having a little bit of an idea of how we're gonna deal with them, who we're gonna give them out to. But before we do, I'd like to mention that if you found yourself a bit lost watching that first episode, and you would like to watch a guide to kind of explain all the basic mechanics, then I created a beginner guide that I just put out about an hour or two before I started recording this video. It is very, very long, guys. It is, man, it took me so long to record that. I cut it down by quite a bit. It was like originally 3.5 hours. The video I put up is about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Now, I did add the embedded timestamps. So, you know, at the bottom of the screen of the YouTube video you're watching, you'll be able to, see exactly where each section is and what section, what that section contains. And so you can skip around based on what you want to learn about, what you don't understand. So you don't have to watch the whole 2 hour, 15-minute video, obviously. This game has a lot of depth, guys. I really wanted to go into it, and, you know, I'm also a really long-winded person, so it was actually the recording of that video that affected the first episode of this series because I was absolutely exhausted when I recorded that. Because I'd already recorded, prior to recording that first episode, I'd already recorded for, you know, almost 4 hours. So my voice was going out, and I was just super tired because it was like way past my bedtime when I typically go to sleep. And so I was just exhausted, and I think it affected the video a little bit. Some of you guys noticed I made some mistakes. I said some silly things, but overall I think we had a good first episode despite that fact. But yeah, I was really, really tired, and I haven't slept much since then either, so hopefully that doesn't affect our series here. We don't make too many mistakes. I'm working on about 2 hours of sleep right now. Because it took me so long to edit that video, hours and hours and hours, guys, to get that guide fully edited and get everything done, add all those embedded timestamps. It was quite a bit of work. So I hope you go check it out if you feel you need it. Obviously, if you got a good grasp of the game and all the mechanics, then, you know, it's not going to serve much use to you. But that is out on the channel right now. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We are going to, again, start with the titles. So the first thing that we're going to do here, and I know that this is probably not the smartest thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway because I want to. We're going to create this duchy here, the Duchy of Cornwall, which is only these counties down here. But we're going to do it. It's going to cost us 300 prestige and 250 gold. We have such a limited amount of gold, and that's why this is silly. It's particularly silly because there's other duchies we could create that might be a little bit better. But again, I just want the Duchy of Cornwall. So we're going to be giving this territory out. So we're going to create a whole new duke. And the way that we're going to give these lands out is we're going to try and get some powerful vassals that are going to actually be helpful in our council. So we want somebody who has an intrigue skill, because as of right now, our intrigue, our spy master is not great. Now, this guy here has the highest intrigue. It's called the trustworthy, so you know he's trustworthy. However, we're not going to give anything to him because he's feeble and an imbecile, and overall, he's just not a good option, I don't think. So the idea here is that we're going to try and put Normans on all of the in all of these titles if we can. So we're going to give it to this guy instead of this guy here. He is a charismatic negotiator instead of a web weaver. So overall, I think this guy would probably be the better option, but he's French, and we want Normans on our titles. So we're going to give it to him, and we will go ahead and give him the duchy along with it. Though, you know what? Actually, before we give this to him, let's go ahead and give this title out so that we make sure that he doesn't get too powerful. Well, you know what? Actually, there's only two titles here. It's absolutely fine for this one. But the other duchy title that we give out, we are going to want to give out the other counties to somebody else first. So let's go ahead and give him this, and then we're going to also want to give him the duchy along with it. And we're just going to give him everything here. And that'll get rid of some of the problems that we have here. He's going to absolutely love us. He's going to be incredibly loyal to us. And he'll also hopefully be one of our powerful vassals so that we can make him into our spy master. So the other duchy title we're going to be giving up is East Anglia. Before we do so, let's go ahead and give up one of these counties. We're going to give to somebody. Let me just see which one we want to do. We'll do Cambridge. So let's just find somebody, a Norman. It absolutely does not matter who he is at all, really. I guess we can do opinion of us, so somebody that likes us. So let's see who likes us and that we're willing to give titles to. What we could do is go ahead and specify that we're looking for a Norman. And we want somebody who actually is probably fairly garbage in stats, now that I think about it. Yeah, let's do somebody that's garbage in stats, somebody that we're not using for other purposes. So again, looking for Normans here, and Normans that are kind of cruddy. We'll come down here at the bottom. These are all going to be young people. How about William? Who's this guy? He's just a courtier, honorable zealot. Yeah, he looks like the part. Sure, we'll give it to him. Let's go and grant him that title. That's gotten rid of one of our counties. And then the duke that we're going to assign here, we'll let him have 2 total counties. And of course that will improve his opinion of us. So again, we're going to be giving this one to our steward, although it looks like he's not a Norman. That's okay. Yeah, that's alright, guys. For this particular case, we will go ahead and give it to him. And there's 2 reasons for this. First of all, he's the best steward in our realm. He's already serving as our steward, so we'd like to keep him there, and so therefore we want to make him into a powerful vassal. But most importantly, this is the guy who that event fired about for the non-believer secret. So we can blackmail this man, and then we'll have a hook on him. So that's another reason to grant him these titles. So we want to give him Suffolk and the Duchy of East Anglia. Again, he's going to absolutely love us because of this. It's going to be quite helpful. And let's go ahead and contact him now about blackmailing him. Well, the other way to do it, this is one way to do it. We can also do it through our intrigue here. Just kind of show where that's at. So we're going to do it through here. So 100% acceptance, of course. And so that gave us a weak hook against him. So we've done a good job getting rid of many of our titles. We still have 10 excess titles that we got to get rid of. So we're going to just get rid of some counties here. As far as our duchies go, we do have 1 extra duchy. Well, that's okay, because I got plans for that. So we're just going to get rid of some of these titles. It's really hard to tell which ones to get rid of because we don't know how much money we're making from them, because you're not making money from 10 titles right now due to the fact that we're over our limit. So actually we're not getting money from any new titles that we have. So none of these are making us money until we get under our domain limit. So let's just go ahead and get rid of ones that have the least amount of holdings. I think that's the best way to do this. And again, we'll be granting these. These are just going to be counts here underneath us. And so we're just going to be granting them to probably people who like us. That'd be probably for the best. And again, they do need to be Normans. So let's go ahead and specify that. We want Normans. So we'll look for, kind of young guys. They can be knights. That's absolutely fine. That means he served us well. So sure, why not? Let's just make sure that he's not going to cause us any issues here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give this guy a county. We reward those who serve us well. So that's 1 county granted. Let's find some other counties to give away here. We'll get rid of this one. And again, going with opinion for how we're granting these. So we could, of course, grant titles to our, some of our brothers, but I don't think we want to do that. Let's take a look and see if we have any decent brothers who don't have, any problems that would result in us not wanting to give them titles. All right, this guy here, where is he at right now? He's one of our knights. Let's give him a title. I'm absolutely fine with giving him a title here, although I think we have an event about him. Oh, we can arrange a marriage for him. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and give him a title. So let's go ahead and find one. Again, we're looking for the ones that are smallest. That means that we don't have any opportunity for growing them. Maybe Oxford here. Yeah, Oxford will be the next one that we grant. And again, we're gonna give this to our half brother and knight. All right, so we've granted him a title. We still have to get rid of quite a few more titles, guys. We also have the titles over here, but we can't get rid of that one just yet because it's still our primary title. We're going to be moving our primary title to London, but we're not going to be able to do that until this conflict is over. I thought I gave this one away. Apparently not. Yeah, I could have swore I gave that title away. So let's go ahead and, again, get somebody with the opinion here. We won't give our brother any more titles. He's already a powerful vassal. We give him another title, then we'll have to keep him in the council, and he's not really all that good. All right, well, this guy's pretty impressive. Let's give it to him. All right, so we're down to 14 now. So let's see if we can't find another title. I hate, well, when this does it. I'm trying to dismiss that. Let's see if we have another small one. That might have been the last one. Oh, we got this one here. Yeah, we don't want to keep this one. So let's go ahead and give away the island here, and just again find a decent guy to grant this to. All right, so we have some children. We're not looking to give it to children. Who's this Walter guy? He's the son of a baron, so this would be quite a step up for him. So I think that'll be fine. He's 22 years old. Let's grant it to him. Yeah, we're not really being all that picky here. We've got so many titles to grant that being picky is really not something that we can afford to do. So we're just going to have to grant some of the ones that maybe have less buildings, less investments into them. Another thing to look out for is development. Development is pretty important. So seeing pretty low development there, very low development there, so maybe give that one away. Yes, that is what we're going to do. All right, guys, I'm going to cut the granting of the rest of those titles out so you guys don't have to watch that. I tried to give it to some of our members of our dynasty. I found a nephew, a cousin that I granted some titles to. But you'll see this is what we are keeping for right now. And the reason why I chose these ones, of course, is because they did have the 4 holdings, kind of depended a little bit on development. But more than anything, we want these provinces that are surrounding London here, because as we increase the development of London, then that is going to result in all the provinces around it getting the benefits. So that's one reason why I kept some of these lands here. Dover, one reason I kept that is because it has the fort level 3, and then also because these have the duchy buildings. So if we get the duchy titles to those, and this one actually has a special building, the Tower of London. Oh, that's pretty cool. So we went ahead and got rid of all the titles, and now we're down to 7. So we're not going to have those penalties anymore, and that should be pretty helpful. And also, we're not going to have as many problems with our vassals. They should all like us a lot more. And we did blackmail him, and so he still loves us, of course, but we now have a hook on him. All right, so I think we are ready to go ahead and actually start playing here and getting ready for this conflict. So what I think we're going to do is go ahead, and we don't have enough money to get more troops, so we're just going to have to rock with what we have here because I blew all of our money. We can't get mercenaries either. We just don't have the money. But what we can do is raise up any additional armies that we have. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and raise them up and see what we get here. And it looks like they're just going to be knights to replace the knights that we lost. All right, well, that's okay. So let's go ahead and bring these guys to London. And we're going to go ahead and bring our armies over here as well. Which one's this? Alright, so this is the main army. Apparently, our commander has been removed from here. Huh. Oh, okay, I bet we're commanding over here, aren't we? Yes, sir. Alright, so this one doesn't need a commander. It's just 3 knights. Let's go ahead and place ourselves in command of that army. And then this army, again, we didn't have anybody that actually helps them siege down. So we'll just go ahead and give them the, maybe the Reaver one? Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, excellent. So we're going to go ahead and send these guys close to each other. And we're just going to build up our army a bit, let our numbers grow before we attempt to attack him up here. He actually is sieging down our stuff, so we are losing the conflict. But let's wait till we get our knights, the 3 knights that we just sent here. That'll improve our quality quite a bit. And looks like one of our counselors died. We haven't taken a look at our counselors since we, gained all of England. So we'll go and take a look and see who our powerful vassal is right now that doesn't have any land, or doesn't have a counselor position, and that is the Duke here, the Duke of Mercia. Alright, so we're going to have to give him a position, and he's pretty average at just about everything. We're going to go and assign him, but what we might want to go ahead and do is flip-flop him, because I think this guy, yeah, he's actually far better. So let's go ahead and flip-flop these two. Actually, it'd be better to do it this way. So we're going to try and put Count Robert in here. Alright, so we have better skills across the board there. This guy's skill is 12 here. He's not very good at being a diplomat. What is it, the Chancellor? Yeah, being a Chancellor. That's the word I was looking for. And just speaking of the Chancellor, here he is messing things up. So he accidentally made some promises to the Duke here. And so now our feudal taxes with him would be reduced. So if we want to take a look at that, where we can see his feudal contract. And so his levies are already low, and we're getting an opinion boost for that. But of course, we're getting a lot less levies. Really, we need to increase levies with some of these vassals because we just don't have the troop numbers right now. But this is going to also result in him having reduced feudal taxes. But instead, we're going to say no, I can salvage this. And we're going to get a favor. I think that very much fits with our personality here. So again, we're just going to wait till we get those knights over here. Robert comes of age. So one thing, and he's a tough soldier, so his education was okay. He's level 2. Wasn't great. Also, we have a faction that just rose up against us. We'll have to take a look at that here. He's a powerful vassal who doesn't have a position now. He has 12 martial, so I think that's where we'll put him. Now he, of course, is over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to give him the Duchy of Normandy. And I had a few people, one person particularly on Twitter, asking me if I could try and do, deal with our children historically. And unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to exactly do it. I can try and do some things, like we can make sure that Robert has the Duchy of Normandy, but we can't stop him from being the king. Historically, Robert was not the king. First it was William. Our other son here, Richard, he died, so he never became the king of England. But William the Red, or I was known as William Rufus, is how I'm all used to seeing it here. But Rufus did mean the Red, and he was king of England, and they have him as a homosexual, which we don't know that he actually was. Historians. We don't know that he was homosexual, but he didn't have any children, and there were a lot of rumors that he was. So we don't want him to be our king anyways, because we might have trouble having children, just as he did historically. So again, Richard died, and William became the king. Now you'll notice that our youngest son, Henry, who became Henry I, has not been born yet, or at least he's not on here. I don't know how old he was, how much younger he was than his brothers, but yeah, he is not born yet. So if we have another son, we will name him Henry. Now, as far as our daughters, she became relatively famous as an abbess, and then Constance, if I'm not mistaken, I think she married the petty king of Brittany. He might have been a duke, actually, the Duke of Brittany. So I'm pretty sure she married him after William conquered this area, beat him in a war. So we could try and arrange a marriage so that she goes over to Brittany, so we would be able to do that. Sicilia, if we really wanted to make it historical, then we'd want to move her over to the learning education, which I'm actually fine with doing that. We can change them over to the learning education. But other than that, there's not going to be a whole lot that I'm going to be able to do to try and force it down history. It's just very limited. So we can arrange the marriage for him so he can start popping out kids. But again, I really feel like we need to focus on this war, guys. In fact, let's just go and speed this up so we can get our knights over here. And all of our troops. Okay, so they actually have some troops with them too. Excellent. So these are levies. And how many troops can we bring up here? Quite a few. Okay, so let's go ahead and put them all into this army here. I'm going to go to combine these. Merge this army, and we'll have 4,000. We might want to pull just a few of them off. Yeah, let's go ahead and just split off just a few of these guys. Just to kind of get their number down to about 4,000, I think. And it looks like we don't even have all of our troops yet. Some of these are still rising up here. Yeah, some of these guys are rising up. So what we'll do... Oh, wait a minute. That's armored football. We want to keep those guys. So what we'll do is just take... We'll take these guys out. And then have them move over here, combine with that army. And then let's go and start moving up north. We've got our knights here. And with the knights, we have elite quality. So we're going to try and engage him in a battle. So let's go and start moving forward here. My last chance. She's going to leave. We keep getting these events. That's absolutely fine. So let's go and start pushing forward here. Let's merge these two, and they're going to follow behind. So let me just take a look and see if he has any territory that we can attack. He does. Also, there's this territory here that we can attack. So it looks like if we want to attack their forts, we will have to move up north in order to attack those fortifications. So why is this one here? Let me just take a look here. I'm curious why this looks like it's almost not a part of our realm. Yeah, it looks like this is not. I don't know if they're rebelling. Yeah, they're not part of the conflict, and it does look like it is part of our realm here. Okay, we'll have to take back our territory, but really what it comes down to is we're going to have battles, which we didn't have any against Harold, so it'll be nice to get some battles done. We can now get those buildings for cheaper. We're about to go broke. We do not have a lot of money right now. I wonder if we can ask the Pope for money. I'm not seeing that, no. But what we might be able to do is go ahead and sell some of these prisoners we have. Now, can't get any money for her, so there's no real reason to keep her in prison. Yeah, we'll just gain a weak hook. Same thing with her. You know, before we had somebody to negotiate with. Harold doesn't have any land. Now that somebody asked what happens to him, he does end up losing all his territory. He's completely unlanded now. He does have claims all across this territory, so he could, of course, cause us issues later. Let's go and see. Yeah, there's just nothing we can do, so we'll just go ahead and gain the weak hook. Let's get rid of him for now. All right. So they have accepted. So yeah, we're gonna try and engage these enemy armies, so we can finish up this conflict. All right, so let's go and attack over this way, and keep this army coming up behind them. Though we might end up having them try and take these provinces back. Okay, I mixed these two armies up. We wanted these guys on the front. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to get there in time. We'll try and see if we can. Yeah, we'd have to go through 2 provinces, so there's no way we're going to get there in time. Yeah, that's a shame. But they actually ended up leaving there. Okay, excellent. Let's go and start chasing these guys down. And maybe... No, we won't be able to catch them there. Oh, we did. Excellent. All right, so we caught those 822 men. We will not go with the rest of the army. Let's go and see if we can't catch this army here. That puts us, we're still at 20% here, but it looks like we did just capture the King of Sweden. Fantastic. That's a big win for us. Now, I don't think that's going to impact anything because he's just an ally, so it's not going to allow us to, you know, get the peace. We can take a look at the battle here and see how things went down. And we just captured him. You can see the casualties. Alright, so we're going to try and catch this guy. And we would lose there. Is he going to get there? Yeah, it looks like he's going to get there first. Oh no, we're going to be defending. That's right, it's our territory. So what we'll want to do is let's just wait, because this guy's got to come back. So we're going to try and catch this guy here. And it doesn't matter if we catch him with this cruddier army. Oh, defending a river crossing. Okay, so that's where we want to do it. Alright, so this is where we're going to have try and have the battle happen. Thick as thieves. As of late, out to see my son and heir, Prince Robert, and my Chancellor, Count William, around the castle, deep in conversation. They truly seem to have found common ground. So we say, to see such friendship grow, I will help it bloom. They cannot be up to any good. This ends now. We get angry. So what are you talking about? So based on our character traits, I don't think there would be any traits that kind of determine what we're going to go here. So we can try and say, so what are you talking about? And then we kind of butt into their conversation, and it's based on our diplomacy, which our diplomacy isn't great. So we have a 59% chance of succeeding, in which case we'll increase our relations with them and their opinion by 10. Or we have a 40% chance of failing, and then we come across as nosy. Let's just say, to see such friendship go, I hope it will bloom, or I help it bloom. Alright, so he decided not to go that way. So again, we're trying to get him to... We're trying to fight this guy. Alright, so we should vastly outnumber him. We do, unfortunately, have a little bit of a disadvantage here, but again, we outnumber him by quite a bit. Oh yes, we should probably take a look at our counselors and see what they are working on now that we're in control of this land here. I just wanted to see if we killed anybody. We did. So let's go and see what this event is, see who killed him. It was our Knight Earl Baldwin of Bedford. So he did slain this guy here. He wasn't very good though. Alright, so let's go and see what all of our counselors doing. So he's good to go. What we might want to go ahead and do is increase development here in London. That'd be an option. Well, we really need the money. So we won't do that just yet. But what we do need to do is increase control incredibly low through all this territory. So we need to get that a bit higher, because yeah, we're just not going to earn much money until we do. And that's why we're in the negative here, guys. This is why we're losing money. So let's go ahead and increase control here, and we'll eventually have to assign him in all of our land, in all of our new lands, which does mean we're going to have a lot smaller of a levy, but that's okay. See if there's anything else we want to do. I think we're good to go. Again, we're really trying to focus on this war for right now. We're only at 15%, so we've got to go seize these. So let's go ahead and have this army here go ahead and start taking these down. While this army is going to go and probably chase this army down here. See if we can't engage them. And they brought more troops over. Okay. Let's see if we can... Yeah, we can take these two. And this one is actually the easier one, so that's where we'll bring this army. We won't chase them down. We'll wait. Let's get these fortifications taken so we can take down the current war score. Camp dispute. After my army sets up camp, I hear a commotion coming from my knight's lodgings. Investigating the disturbance, I find Ranulph and Earl Hugh, in the middle of a heated argument while several onlookers edge them on. We can deliver a speech about unity to the crowd. It's a diplomacy challenge, so not good chances of success. 43% chance of success, so that's not good. We can have them whipped for their delinquency. This will result in us gaining dread. All of this is, or these two options anyway, would result in us getting martial lifestyle experience. We can't do this one because a diligent person would not do this. So we have to do one of these two. And I kind of feel like we'd be more likely to try and deliver a speech about unity to the crowd just based on our personality, even though we are kind of cruddy at diplomacy. He was a rough guy, of course. I mean, I guess we could go with that too. I suppose any one of these makes sense. And yeah, there's not really any thing that would indicate that we'd go with either one. So really just whichever one we want. We can try and deliver a speech. I think we're going to fail, which means that we're going to lose 75 prestige and there'll be a fight between these two. We're okay with that. And there was a brawl. So we can say we might as well join in, or what a mess. Well, of course we'd join in, because we are brave. We could get wounded doing this. We're the sole victor of the brawl. So that gained us 150 prestige, and we got 100 martial experience. So we have now gained another level of fame. We are now distinguished. That's going to give us an extra knight, as well as increased opinion here. All right, fantastic. If we were to take a look at how we're doing on the experience, looks like we're almost there. About 3 more months. So that sped that up quite a bit. Again, I'm not going to worry about the marriages here, guys. We'll deal with that later. We can ransom Prince Eric for 100 gold, so if we get really broke, then maybe that's something that we might want to do. Let's see if there's anything here that we need to pay attention to. Of course, we still have the Duke here, and we could modify that using our his feudal contract, using our hook on him. But then we lose the hook, because it is a weak hook. So Richard comes of age, and he is an astute intellectual, so it's level 3. So he did pretty good at figure. Whoever my heir is, they always do cruddy at their education. So we're almost done here. Alright, so we already knew about all of this. She just keeps having kids, man. 2 more months here, 2 more months here, and then we'll get these 2 sieges done. Let me make sure that we don't have any enemies down here, you know, taking our lands. Yeah, I'm just not entirely sure what's going on down here. If I had to guess, I guess we can take a look, and I don't have to guess. It looks like, yeah, it's a conflict between our vassals right now. Okay, so that's why it looks that way, and that's why I couldn't figure out whether we were at war with them or not. So that now that we have taken this back, take down the war score, let's go ahead. I don't really want to sail all the way across here to Norway and Sweden to go conquer their capitals. I'd prefer to win through these battles. So once we finish this up, we're going to go ahead and attack here, and he'll probably leave because he's a coward. We did get our martial perk, excellent, and we have finished up that siege as well. Let's go ahead and select our next perk, and we have 2 choices here because we have completely finished up this perk tree. So we can go with the strategist, or we can go with the overseer. I feel like looking at our character historically and you know who he is personality-wise, I feel like we got to go with the overseer because you know with the Doomsday Book and just everything William did when he conquered England, which it was really all about cementing his authority there, and you know of course putting the Normans in charge, which is what we did. When we handed out those titles, I feel like Overseer makes the most sense. Strategist would probably be better for this conflict, of course, because it makes our troops so much better. We're going to go with this one because I think it makes more sense for our character. It's going to get us 15 plus natural dread, so our dread should start ticking up towards 15. And dread can be incredibly useful for keeping vassals in line. I don't know if we're going to be able to get there in time. We're going to attempt to. And we're going to have to bring both of these armies in. And I don't know that we're going to... Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to win that. Probably because this siege is going to be done. No, it won't be done before we get there. Maybe because, yeah, they have all these troops coming. 1260 right there. I'm a little bit surprised that we're actually going to lose this. Alright, so this is what we'll do. We'll go and just have these guys come here for now. Same with this guy. And then we'll take a look and see if we actually want to do this attack. They are leaving, so they're not interested in fighting us right now. We do have 5,900 to their 3,200. What we need to do is try and engage them in a defensive location. Okay, so what we can do is force them to attack us in one of these places. So we're going to send these guys here and let's see what they do. We'll have them completely surrounded. So they are going to engage us there. That is going to result in us getting the defending in the hills bonus. But it's only going to be 1,000 that are engaging us. Alright, so we're not going to help out then. We're just going to stay here with this army. Oh, nope, they're both going. Alright, so let's go ahead and send these guys down. Oh, and now they're going to attack us here. Do we get out of there in time? It doesn't look like it. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so they can't figure out what to do. We might have to... I really don't want the force penalty. So what we need to do is force them to attack us by waiting until it gets locked. Oh, now they're leaving. Cowards. The damn cowards. Now we have them attacking here. It's only a small part of the army, though. Alright, well, let's let them get locked into that attack. And then we'll come over here. I don't think we need to. So few men. Let's let those 300 get quickly killed. Again, if we're not going to attack across the sea, then this is really the only way for us to get a win, is by attacking their army. I'm trying to have a favorable battle, though. We've got him trapped here where he really can't do anything. Somebody's going to have to engage the other army in a defensive battle. And we have this army over here from the King of Norway as well, still conquering this territory. So I think we're going to have to go. I wonder if we can win. If we send both these guys in, can we win? It's risky. The opponent is low on supply, though. So that is, in fact, going to help us. Yeah, I'm kind of a mind of, like, let's just make this happen, guys. They'll get the defensive bonus. We have more men-at-arms counters. We got more soldiers. Just going to have to make this happen. Eventually, we had to fight them. And it does look like we're going to win. There is another 1,000 men coming, but they're not going to get here in time. All right, fantastic. So we finished up that battle. That gets us up to 6% here. Slayed one of their knights, and we did capture another guy here. He's now one-eyed and wounded. If we can ransom anybody, then we kind of have to. Let's go and take a look at the details real quick. See how our knights did. See who killed that guy. I'm always interested in seeing how our knights did. This is a really cool element to CK3. It just adds a lot of personality to the game, where you have I actually care about the characters. I see their names all the time. They're constantly doing battles, and we get to see how they do and they develop in a way that they just didn't in CK2. All right, so we can still only ransom Prince off. He's the only one that's possible for ransoming. All right. We need some money, guys. We need quite a bit of money here. We're not doing so well on a monthly income. All right, so let's go ahead and get these back here as these guys attempt to leave. Can we catch them with this army? I'm having some trouble moving these. Yeah, we're going to attack this 1,000 men. They will be defending, but again, we have 5 times their number. We've got us up to 13%. We need to go take these now. So let's take a look and see. It looks like there's only one location to siege down. So let's go ahead and send our sieging army over there. And then this other army will go somewhere where they're not taking attrition. They can go right here. Alright, so we'll have to engage that army again. Let's see if I can't catch them. They might attempt to avoid having to attack into their territory is, of course, resulting in this war taking far longer than it would have taken if we would just go across the sea and attack them. That would really be the most efficient way to do this. So we ended up inheriting another title here. Which one is this? This one's here, so apparently whoever we granted to has already died. Alright, so that's a shame. So let's go ahead and grant it to somebody else so we're not getting this penalty. And we're going to do opinion of us. And I did change this so that they're adults. That made it a lot easier to find characters. Another thing we could do is start giving out that title to our children, but I'm going to wait until they get old enough. We're going to give it to Roger de Montgomery. He's now of age, so grant it to him. Alright, there's so many things that we need to take care of, but again, I really want to get this conflict done with. We are doing the river crossing. Let's not do that. That'd be silly. Getting this siege done here, guys. We're at 13%. Alright, so we should win that fairly easily. Now, they're bringing some more men here, and that could change the situation because they have more men-at-arms counters, and they are defending in the hills. So don't know how well we'll do in this battle. We'll have to see. Okay, they're going back out to the sea. I'm surprised they didn't attack this really weak army that is just basically all it is levies, so they could probably perform pretty darn well against them. William comes of age, so all of our sons are coming of age now. So William Rufus here is a gray eminence. Wow, perfect. Man, look at that. All of our sons did pretty decent except for our heir. Damn it. All right. So let's go ahead and give him a position. It looks like Duke Frederick, our steward, still is not a powerful vassal. That's surprising. You might have to give him another bit of territory to make him a powerful vassal. All right, so we're gonna wait to give a position to our son. Let's go dismiss that. Heresy has popped up, the Cathars. So we are not going to adopt that. I say, what twisted mockery of our faith is this? One of our counselors died. All right, well, that's going to solve the problem of us having some issues here. Who adopted this? Our brother-in-law. Okay, he adopted the heresy. So let's go ahead and get somebody appointed here. That was our spy master that died. All right, so that's kind of a shame. So our two powerful nobles that don't have positions are our Count William, and of course our son. So I think we're going to go and apply... Oh, wow. Count William is fantastic at military. He's even better than our current marshal. So maybe we'll put him in place. Let me just take a look and see, do we want to move him back to intrigue? Remember, he was pretty garbage at that, so let's see what other options are here. How is our son at intrigue? He's not good. Our son overall is not great at all. He's kind of cruddy. So let's just go and appoint Count William here. And then we'll switch out these two. All right, fantastic. And we do have pretty low intrigue, but again, we just don't have any counselors that are decent at that. I'm not going to get rid of Duke Frederick. His stewardship is so good, and I expect that he might end up becoming a powerful vassal. All right, so we're almost done with this battle here. So the heresy continues to spread. So we finished that battle. It got us up 30%, and as well as the siege. We did end up killing a duke as well. All right, so I'm going to dismiss that, and let's see what we can do here, guys, to try and... I feel like we're going to have to go across... Well, you know what? We can actually take this territory. I don't know if that will affect the actual score here, but that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and bring these guys in first, and then we'll bring this army. They'll kind of follow behind them. Again, these are our sieging army, so they're pretty cruddy overall. How are we doing on supply? We're good to go, so you don't want to do an invasion into enemy territory unless you know that your supply is good. So the best place to do this would be in the plains. Let's just take a look and see. They actually have some very high level fortifications here. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. Let's go and take this guy here. Have him go there. While the sieging army is going to take this province. Now, after we're done with that province, if this does increase war score, which I don't know if it will, because remember, this is not Norway. This is not his territory. So I'm really hoping that this will actually increase our war score. And if that's the case, then we'll go ahead and comb through this land and take all of it. We'll move this guy here to take the level 4 fort, which is going to take a little bit of time. So we want to make sure that we have our sieging army doing that. Is there any way he can go where he doesn't take? Yeah, because we're taking a bit of attrition here. Did they bring more troops over here? Hell yeah, they did. All right, let's go attack them. That's what we're gonna do. The smaller army. King Duncan has lost. Through downcast lashes, as my eyes meet Countess Maud's for what feels like the 20th time tonight, I know I'm not imagining things. Even from the other end of the table, her gaze feels as intense as the midday sun. Man, everybody is into King William. She wants me and I can feel my body responding and awakening, but Count Robert, her husband, and my brother is also here tonight. Oh, we're not going to do that. No, I don't think William would do that. So we can say, no, my heart remains pure. That'll give us the a little bit of piety. We can say, everyone will know of her sinful thoughts. I don't see us being... Yeah, I don't think we'd say that. We're just going to say that one. I mean, none of our traits really lead us to go towards any of those. All right, so we're going to attempt to engage this guy if we can. Remember, we got to be in a defensive situation. Let's take a look and see who gets there first. We will get there first. Excellent. Looks like we're a little bit closer. We get there on the 20th of August. Can't see when he gets there. Oh, yeah, he decided not to go there now. Let's see if we can't engage him, since this is our fort, so we will be defending, and that results in us getting the force bonus. We're almost done with the sorry about the loud cars, guys. I know that kind of takes you out of the atmosphere. Yeah, it doesn't look like this did increase it. I didn't think it would. Yeah, because this is not Norway's territory. I think we're going to have to go across. I was really thinking we were going to get it from the battles, but the battles just haven't been decisive enough, haven't been large enough, and we also haven't been able to capture the king. He's probably not here. So I think we're going to have to go to Norway, which is a real shame, because it's going to take a little while to get over there, and we also don't really have very much money for... Yeah, I just don't see us doing it. I wonder if we can get a white peace out of this. Because if we enforce demands, we do force him to give up his claim, so there is that. He will accept a white peace, and he will have his claim become suppressed. Okay. So he could attack us later in time. But man, I feel like we're just spending too much time in this conflict. And, you know, the only way we're going to get it is by, get the win here, is by invading into Norway. And of course, what's going to end up happening is we're going to invade into Norway. We're going to take their territory, but they're going to take ours as well. And we're just going to be offsetting it. We're just going to be too far away to actually, you know, fight them, come back from the lands and come back and fight them. So I don't think that's the best way to do it. I really feel like a white peace is probably the best option for us guys. Yeah, let's just white peace this. Because I don't feel like going to Norway. And if they accept this, which said they would. Alright, excellent. So the war is over. We can go and disband our armies finally and actually start building back up our treasury. And then we can start dealing with all these matters. And this, of course, will be next episode. And we can start dealing with all the different matters that we have to take care of that we neglected during that conflict. I mean, look at all these issues that you see here, guys. There are quite a few. So let's go ahead and start with looking at our council here and seeing, yeah, this guy's not supporting us. He's not endorsing us. So let's go and sway him. Shouldn't be too difficult to get him back up, so we're getting the money from all of our church lands. I do not want to... I don't want to remove this guy. He's pretty solid. I know our son wants a position. He's just going to have to be happy with his current position in life. I suppose we could make him spy master instead of this guy here. He's terrified of us, so we don't have to worry about him, acting against us. I guess our son is intimidated. So we could assign him here, but good God, he is garbage. Yeah, he's absolutely terrible. So we won't do that. What we can go ahead and do is start looking at these issues, some of the different issues we have, and see if there's anything that we might want to do. We can declare war on King Duncan. I think we had enough war here. We can ask the Pope for money, so we will. We definitely need it. I'm just going to take a look at our prisoners. All right, so he is not the king. I thought we had a king here. We have the prince. I'm a little bit surprised. Okay, so yeah, I didn't know that we didn't have a king here. How is he related to the King of Sweden? Not entirely sure here. I'm not seeing him. Yeah, it's not his brother. Maybe they're cousins, if I had to guess. Yeah, perhaps. So we might as well just ransom him. He's not going to inherit anything, is he? Nah. All right, so let's go ahead and ransom him. How about this guy here? Who is he? We'll just go ahead. Let me see if he's decent. Nah, he's not. So we'll just gain a weak hook on him. Get rid of these prisoners in our court. In our dungeon. We do have, of course, all of our sons that we need to arrange marriages for. We'll do that next episode. I'll take a look at all the possibilities for marriages, and we'll get some good alliances, or perhaps for our son. If we can't find a good alliance, then we'll just get him a good wife that might have some good traits that we can breed into our family. But I think we might be able to find somebody good. We definitely need alliances. We need to try and get some alliances. So we'll do that next episode. So is there anything else that we need to do here? We can arrange some alliances. These are several of these characters that we gave titles to. So we could arrange alliances with them. But we won't do that until after we're done with our own alliances, because the number of alliances you have will heavily impact whether a foreign ruler will, accept your marriages if they result in alliance. If you have too many alliances, then they won't accept them. So you don't always want to ally with all of your family members just because you can. because it will affect your ability to get marriages. So we won't do any of that until after we've already secured all the marriages that we want to secure. So we can go ahead and betroth our daughters too. Essentially what we're going to do is we're going to try and find, I don't know if we'll find somebody for her just yet, but we're going to try and find 5 marriages for all of our children and get all of our children married in the next episode. We're also going to continue trying to increase control across all of our land. Now that we could go ahead and make this into our primary title if we so desired, move our realm capital here. So what we'll do is we'll wait until we get the control fully up before we make this our realm capital. But we can finally see, now that we're not in war, we could have looked at this through the realm as well. But you'll notice that now we're not at war. It no longer shows the more militaristic statistics. We can actually see how much money and how many levies we're earning from each of these cities, each one of these castles, which is not very much. Nothing like what we're getting there just yet. So yeah, we'll wait until we get the control up there. Let me just take a look at one thing before we go here. I want to see what our development is. It's only 8 here. So yeah, definitely gonna result in us getting a lot more money once we get all these problems here fixed. So now the question is, do we want to eventually let our family, convert into Anglo-Saxon? Now I don't know how it works with the English. I assume that it's gonna be like CK2 where England slowly becomes English. But for right now, we'll have the choice of whether we want our family to convert to Anglo-Saxon, or if we'd like to try and convert some of this territory, not all of it because it'd just take too long, convert some of it into Norman, specifically our capital. It's really our choice which one we want to do. I'd love to hear your opinion, what you guys think. Should we just focus on being Norman? Which, I kind of like doing that. I like staying the same culture because remember, we are the culture head here as a Norman. Guys, I can't believe I forgot to do this again. I posted this in the pinned comment. That's what I get for not sleeping and recording. I posted this in the pinned comment that we needed to pick an innovation here. If you don't know what this is essentially the tech system for CK3, so quite a bit different than the CK2 one. It's based on your culture. We are the cultural head because we have the most provinces under our control, counties under our control of our current culture, Normand. And the thing about Norman culture is that not many rulers share it. So that's the reason why we're able to be the cultural head here. So we don't want to do that one. I don't think that that's the best one for us. We're going to want to do either the one that gives us men-at-arms or the bailiffs. Let's do the bailiffs. We'll get this in 19 years, and that'll increase our domain limit so that we can have an extra county under our control. So that is unfortunately going to be the end of the episode, guys. We finally finished that war. I wish I would have just did the white peace sooner. I really thought I could have won from the battles. That's the reason why we fought it so long. I thought with enough battles we'd eventually get it up to 100% so we could force the Norwegian king to give up all his claims on the kingdom of England. But now we're going to probably see issues with that a bit later, and his claims passing on to his children if he doesn't come back trying to get control of England again. So I was trying to actually win the conflict without invading Norway, and it just turned out that we just weren't getting enough points from the war score points from the battles. So I should have just did the white peace sooner, and that would allow us to have actually focus a little bit more on our developing our new territories and trying to fix all our many issues that we currently have. But next episode, guys, we'll focus on marriages. We'll focus on maybe doing a little bit of espionage, see if we want to do a hostile action against anybody, if it would be beneficial to us. And we'll look at where our next goal of conquest is. Of course, we're not going to conquer any more territory until we stabilize our realm, which is going to take a little bit of time. But there's many different directions we could go. I don't think we'll fight France, but we could go into Brittany. That would be one possibility. Could go into Wales, or we could go into Scotland as well. That'd be another possibility. He does not have a lot of troops. So we've got a lot of different places that we can expand into if we wish. Now, I am a little bit worried about this war we have here. I think we might be able to... You know what? This is what we're going to do real quick. Let's go ahead and change our crown authority. That's going to be the last thing we do, I swear. This is going to cost us quite a bit of prestige, but we have it. So let's go ahead and pass it. This is going to give us a lot more power here in England. So we're going to go ahead and change over to limited crown authority. And that'll be the last thing we do for the episode. So I hope you guys did enjoy this second episode. Again, I'm having a blast with the game, and I'm glad that we finally have England under control. And we can kind of focus on fixing all of our issues and trying to get some wealth and changing our capital as well, moving over to London. So if you did enjoy the episode, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you guys on the next episode, and thanks for watching.